Okay, guys, so let me share this. This video snippet's gonna accompany my blog. Not cultureproof.com. I seen others call themselves culture proof and stuff, like sourdough and all that shit. But this is the cultureproof.com. And what it essentially means is regardless of whatever people say on media, media is no substitute or sort of direct, um, um, real advice. You know what I mean? Like I'll take Sue Osman. I think her brand is pretty strong enough, and her personality is pretty strong enough, even for me to mention it, and not for her to cower like some other people. But whatever she tells you is no substitute for you going to see your own bank account manager. No matter what you see on the doctor show, it's no substitute for you to go see a real doctor. That's why it is called the culture proof. All right. And whatever, and the whole thing is this is, having like having had miscalculate the economy the first time. That's so like my life lesson. So what happened with Canada, and why, back to the title, Canada's gonna crash? What happened? All right. So there's all these conflicting data, and there was a missing piece, and nobody knew what the missing piece was. So here's the data, and you can see how they're conflicting. Okay. Canada's credit score is rising. Like, credit score of Canadians is rising. There are more Canadians in the 800s today than there were 20 years ago. All right. It is rising. Okay. But, all right, the number of credit card holders have increased by a mere 11% over the last decade. Except, okay, same finger, except the net use of credit cards have like double, maybe slightly more than double, like maybe 2.1%, like 2.1 times more. So while the amount of people with credit cards have increased a mere 11%, the dollar volume passing through credit cards have more than doubled. And it might be contributing to the increase in credit score. You know how the tip is to use your credit card to pay your monthly utilities, except get this, all right? They're saying revolving credit line, which is not your mortgage, but like credit cards and things that you got to pay off month to month, or else you face a higher interest rate, is higher than people's take-home pay right now. Right? Canada. I am Canada. Am I? Am I Canada? Because get this, people say you're Canada because probably your revolving debt is higher than your take-home pay, right? Because you incorporate a business and all that stuff, right? And say you're Canada. Except my mortgage is next to nothing. Boom. I am not Canada. My mortgage is next to nothing. I was married. We had a bigger house. We divorced. We sold it. We split it. I took that money. I bought a tiny condo that has risen in price, but when I paid for it, it was low. I bought low, is now high. I don't care. I'm not selling it, but I bought low. Am I Canada? when my mortgage is next to nothing, I am not Canada. Because now you look at Canada. A third of Canadians have mortgages, not home value, mortgage. Home value could be like $1 million. The mortgage is over 400,000. And only, that's a third of Canadians, only 17% make over 75,000. All right. And then the bulk of it, right? That's a third. So like the top third, right, of mortgages. And then the bulk of it, which is not another third, more like 1.5 third, right, is like between 200 and 400,000. And those people are like making from 50,000 to like 25,000 a year. And then, you know, anything less than that is so like you're either beginner or you're a student. All right. Anything less than that is you're a beginner or a student. You know, like you just graduated, you're a junior, you know, it's your first job, full-time job. Else you're a student working part-time and all that stuff. Anything less than that. And then the remaining third, which isn't a third, the remaining of mortgage holders have less than 200,000. I'm part of the remaining with less than 200,000. And then now, you know, with my credit score that I'm working on, my credit score is going this way. My mortgage is going this way. Whereas Canada, the debt's going this way. And the credit score is holding. It is expensive stuff out there. So nobody's backing off, right? Nobody's backing off. So I think income cannot support these prices. And how these prices get so high? Credit score. Canada, like more than a decade ago, was already talking about FICO score, beacon score, credit score, right? And then the snowball just got bigger. And then they started talking about like how you don't need a 750 in order to get a mortgage. That was maybe over a decade ago. So Canadians had really healthy credit scores. And that caused the rise in real estate prices. And yet, income cannot keep up. So let's say you do make a leap. Say you have incredible credit score, but you know you're making maybe 45,000, both of you, and you buy like I don't know $600,000 house, $1 million house, and both of you making 45,000. You can probably do it, but you know at the same time, you know what's going on in the city? You might not. They're asking you to go see concerts. They're asking you to dine out at 4-star restaurants. That's not going to happen. No matter what anybody says, that's not going to happen. If both of you making 45,000, so 90,000, and you buy $1 million house, and the city is asking you, like not the city government, but life in the city, go out, drink, dance, shop at Saks, and more. It's not going to happen. Already we're hearing people aren't even saving for a retirement until they're 50 years old. And if they do start saving, they don't know how to really pick stocks. Or else everybody will be like Warren Buffett or one of those great gurus. So they're just like saving like 20% a year, 20% every paycheck, starting at 50. And like house prices, like if you're both of you taking home 90,000, house prices like $1 million. At the same time, there's Saks Fifth Avenue and there's 4-star hotels and 5-star restaurants. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna crash. On top of that, did you hear what happened to the fucking banks? Canadian banks shrinking in the Caribbean. Perhaps taking out the foreign currency platform, trading platform. Who the fuck is gonna buy souvlaki dinners that are like $12 every fucking week? You see, this is the funny thing. You know, when students, you know how they calculate it? They're like, a souvlaki dinner, $12, is cheaper than groceries. It's like, fuck you, kid. It is not cheaper than groceries. This whole fucking country is gonna crash. It ain't the mob, it ain't gangs or drugs or guns. This whole fucking country is gonna crash.